Hello, good afternoon. My name is Georgiana Lomas, and I am responding to the prompt, what role does historical understandings of giftedness play in the instruction of gifted and talented students? As an educator, you are constantly combating decades of the love-hate relationship of the gifted student, meaning we love to have them in our classrooms. However, society and historically in American history, American society, we want equity. We want to make sure that our low kids come up, our medium kids come up, but we don't really worry about our gifted students. So we are coming against that as teachers becoming quote unquote gifted certified. We are knocking against that theory of that train of thought. So when we come up against those trains of thoughts, we really have to understand that this is not just a yesterday thing. This is decades of this train of thought that they don't need us as much. They don't need as much help. They will survive. They will make it on their own. And that is U.S. culture. That is not the cultures of Asia. That wasn't Greek culture. When after doing some reading, I could say, yeah, that's why they are doing better in maths and sciences. That's why Europe is still doing better in maths and sciences than we are, because they are embracing the gifted culture. They are pushing the gifted and talented. The gifted and talented are given priority and valued and sought out. Versus in the U.S., we put more emphasis on students that are not doing well. The students at the bottom, there's so much money being thrown at SPED, but are there any incentives given to teachers who teach gifted and talented students, as if that's not a need? So when you look at the disparity, you really have to understand that teaching gifted and talented students will always play a role in how history has dealt with gifted and talented students. So you're not really seen as a teacher because, you have all the smart kids. People don't get that because you have the gifted and talented teacher, you have the gifted and talented, students. You have to dig deeper. You have to dive deeper because you're trying to go places that you may not even be aware that you needs to go. So you need to dive deeper in your delivery of your lesson plans. You need to extend the thinking far way out of the box than most people need to, because they can use a scripted lesson plan, whereas you are held accountable to going above and beyond. So understanding that there's decades of this theory, and in educating a gifted and talented student in your classroom, you're going to you're not going to get the resources that the SPED teacher gets. You're not going to get the same urgency that the SPED teacher gets because you have all the smart kids. So you're not going to have access to the same amount of funding that the SPED teacher gets because, again, it's not an urgent situation. We know that these kids, for lack of better words, are going to make it. But can we push them to their next level of greatness? Can we develop their next level of greatness? And that is why understanding the history, especially in the United States, of the gifted and talented student, you have to prepare yourself. It's a preparedness to going in saying, well, I won't have all of the resources that I need, I know now that I'm going to have to dive deeper for resources. I'm going to have to seek out more things to find out for them. So as a gifted and talented teacher, I must do more because it's not going to be readily available because of the historical understanding of what it means in the United States to teach gifted students. It is not on the top tier of importance right now. It's not. So understanding that and the No Child Left Behind Act helps me to know that as I get into this, that I will have to push myself more in order to push my students more. Thank you.